let me share with you my background in marketing and how I can get to the truth of what's actually being said, what's actually being told, and what I would do if I was Ford right now, because you have an amazing marketing opportunity. When they announced eMuscle, they had a big slogan and a big tagline, and it was this: performance made us do it.
Why on God's green earth would Dodge ever build an electric car? Anybody? Any thoughts out there? Hello?
But even for a brand that's known for pushing it a bit too far, we've pushed this pedal to the floor. Our engineers are reaching a practical limit of what we can squeeze from internal combustion innovation.
Fast forward a couple years to this week, to last night, to Wednesday's reveal of this eMuscle car Tron thingy. And it was very clear that the CEO, Tim, said, we would love to continue to make internal combustion engine cars, but if we do, we will become extinct. We will play by their rules. And when he said their rules, what he is basically saying is, we didn't want to do this.
Look, here's the facts. We didn't ask for the rules to change. We didn't want them to change, but they did. And we can try to outrun them, but that would be a 9-second pass straight into extinction. Or we can do what we did. Read their rules, study their rules, find their gray areas, then unleash the Banshee.
Performance certainly didn't make us do this, because he gave you no statistics on performance last night. So you made a promise that performance made you do this 2 years ago, and 2 years moving forward, you still can't promise performance to us. It's because the car's not ready, and it won't be ready for a few years. Like, it's really interesting as companies, from a marketing standpoint, obviously it's marketing's job to put the wrapping paper on a box. It's to make it look prettier. It's to spin. It's to take the truth and make it more appealing, make it sound more interesting. But they didn't come out with any numbers. So performance made them do it, but yet I don't know any of your performance characteristics of this new car. No, what they admitted to last night is the EPA, the government, made them do it. You can still make a V8. Let's be very clear about that. You can make a V8 today. No one is saying you can't make a V8. But what the EPA and emissions are doing is, across your fleet, you need to average a certain MPG. You need to average a certain, emissions standard. So Dodge could kill off certain cars. They could make electric cars to kind of generate that average. But from a marketing perspective, I've held VP of marketing roles at some bigger companies, some smaller companies, some startups. I definitely don't have all the answers, but I looked right through that last night. I remembered their tagline. It's still their tagline. And then your CEO says, well, we got to play by their rules now. Okay, so performance didn't make you do it, something else did. But yes, it does. But they also made the choice to jump in head first with this. Here's why I think Dodge is going to extremely struggle. Number one, you're entering a compact SUV market. You're not first in it. You're not medium. You're kind of last. You're entering an EV market. Ford's already released the Mach-E. Several companies are already way ahead of you in terms of electrification. And so many of you out there are going, oh, I would buy that. Yeah, I'm going to buy that. Do you know how much it costs? Do you know how much the range is? Do you know anything about it? Because no one's told us anything about it. So it just is so funny to me. Half of Dodge sales in 2021 came from your V8 loving folks, the hardcore Hemi enthusiasts, right? And Dodge can still make a V8. They just choose not to. Here's the thing about getting acquired, and Dodge has been bought and sold a lot of times. There's always this feeling that when a company buys you, oh, we're going to keep it just as is. The truth of the matter is, when you get acquired, all bets are off. You are going to do exactly what that acquiring company wants you to do. Hence, rollouts of SUVs that are just essentially in the alpha lineup from Stellantis. Like, there's a lot of things that come to pass that marketing covers. So I want to cover that. One thing, and I think there's a huge opportunity for you, Ford. You're still making a V8 in your new lineup, and you're making a manual transmission. The CEO, your marketing department, you guys need to have a strong takeaway strategy on this. Call it the V8 takeback, whatever you want to do. V8s are forever. And create a video with ponies running across the open flat, tires smoking, families enjoying their muscle car, performance car over the years, the Mustang, the Heritage. You guys are the kings, you're the owners, and you just had the biggest muscle car brand today, because they've overtaken you, say, we're not going to make any more V8s. Ford, there's still a market for this. And you guys know that. You guys know that. What I would do if I were Ford is I would have a marketing strategy top down. Just this V8s are forever. We understand our customers. We understand our heritage. We listen to what you want. Dodge didn't listen to what their customers wanted. And Dodge is making a really big gamble because it is so much easier and more cost effective to retain a current customer than it is to go acquire a new customer. Dodge is going like this with all their old customers, and they're going to go try and attain a new target audience, and they're not first to market, so you better have something that's pretty cool. But what I saw last night with their electric vacuum is that it is years and years away. So Ford, if you guys are listening, I really think there is an opportunity to have a strong message around V8s are in our DNA, and they always will be. We will continue to make a V8 in our Mustang because that's what it should be. Camaro's dying off. Ford, you have an opportunity to continue on with the Mustang and continue on with the V8. I'm a big believer in high tide raises all boats, and you can get Dodge's attention, Chevy attention. You can still find a way to meet the EPA emission standards. So in terms of a strong marketing message and that tactic, through social, through hashtags, through press releases, through your CEO who's taking shots at other companies, I would be bold about this. And another thing I would do, I'd say, hey, Dodge, anybody with a V8, we love you and we welcome your cars. If you trade in your V8s to Ford, we will give you a certain incentive or kickback off of a brand new Mustang. Guys, I'm sorry, but Dodge just told you something, didn't give you the results, and they're being driven by other things, and they don't have to be. Their best bet would have been to keep a V8, kill off a couple cars in their lineup, increase MPGs, right? These new compact SUVs like 70, 75, that's great. There'll be a market for that. But no one said you had to kill off the V8. Let's be very clear about that. And I am not going to be someone just to go, well, that's the only cool new offering from Dodge, so yeah, I guess it'll grow on me. I guess I'll like it. You guys are crazy. You don't even know anything about it. You don't know any data. You don't know anything. Sure, yeah, go get it. Yeah, could be $100,000, $120,000. Could have 200 miles of range. The more horsepower, the less range. And I don't know, guys. That is my opinion from a marketing perspective. Dodge, I'm sorry. I've thought about this from different angles, but you messed up. You needed a bridge, and all you did is give people a year, and you cut off the rope to the bridge. It's gone. Dodge, I love your brand. You guys are awesome. You have a great marketing department. You've done amazing work up until now. But man, you guys didn't just roll the dice. You just bet the entire farm on it. And I'm not sure you're going to have what it takes to survive. Ford, you have an opportunity. Dodge just went away. Chevy just went away. V8s are going away. Stick with it, own it, embrace it, market it, and sell the hell out of it.
To me, marketing is about values. This is a very complicated world. It's a very noisy world. And we're not going to get a chance to get people to remember much about us. No company is. And so we have to be really clear on what we want them to know about us. The way to do that is not to talk about speeds and feeds. It's not to talk about MIPS and megahertz. It's not to talk about why we're better than Windows. The dairy industry tried for 20 years to convince you that milk was good for you. It's a lie, but they tried anyway. And the sales were going like this. And then they tried Got Milk, and the sales are going like this. Got Milk doesn't even talk about the product. Matter of fact, it focuses on the absence of the product. But the best example of all And one of the greatest jobs of marketing the universe has ever seen is Nike. Remember, Nike sells a commodity. They sell shoes. And yet when you think of Nike, you feel something different than a shoe company. In their ads, as you know, they don't ever talk about the product. They don't ever tell you about their air soles and why they're better than Reebok's air soles. What does Nike do in their advertising? They honor great athletes and they honor great athletics. That's who they are. That's what they are about.